Stick a load of power-hiked rally cars on the same rough surface circuit at the same time, and hey presto, you've got Rallycross. It's Europe's most spectacular motorsport, combining dirt slinging with close combat, and it's growing fast. I'm here at the Loillac circuit in northwest France to watch the biggest round of the European Championship. Afterwards, I'll be trying to master Rallycross myself by driving the 600 horsepower beast belonging to the sport's rising star, 22-year-old Norwegian Andreas Bakkerud. How can you sum up Rallycross for me?
Sick. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Door-to-door racing. I would describe Rallycross as door-to-door racing.
Try and win this weekend, but don't break the car, because I want to borrow it tomorrow, if that deal is still on.
I will promise you, I will not break the car, and the car will be ready for tomorrow. I promise.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
Before I get behind the wheel, I've got the whole of race day to learn about this immensely popular sport and prepare for my drive of a lifetime. There's such a buzz surrounding Rallycross at the moment that some of the biggest names in international motorsport have gathered here this weekend. So my plan is to sniff them out and prod them for some advice.
The experience of driving is pretty cool because you just stay full throttle and you know you're shooting flame on whoever's chasing you, kind of a thing, which is also satisfying.
Rallycross compared to the rest. The engine is more powerful, tires are much softer. You do it on a little track. You have some little hit also with the other cars, so it's quite different.
When you get the opportunity to drive one of these cars with over 600 horsepower, to sit on the start line with 5 cars alongside you, all heading for the one bit of tarmac, it does get the adrenaline going. It's a unique sport, incredible environment and brilliant for the spectators.
The top class is called Supercar, and the vehicles have incredible performance, accelerating to 60 miles per hour in less than 2 seconds. Blink and you will miss them. The cars are total custom creations. They look recognisable. That's Loeb and his DS3. That's a DS3. This is a Saab. That's a Peugeot 207, but underneath, these are more powerful than World Rally cars are forced to be reckoned with. Andreas Bakkerud, the only bloke I know who races in his shades, has already wowed the crowds with a huge winning margin in his heat, while 9-time WRC champion Sebastian Loeb was forced to bring up the rear. Now it's the final, the biggest race of this 22-year-old's career. OK, this is a Supercar final, so this is it now. All or nothing. Bakkerud is here on the inside, preferable position. There's Solberg right there. Got Tanner Faust over there. The grid is about to explode. Oh, man. Andreas gets pushed into second place by rally legend Petter Solberg. The action here is fast and furious. Wow, there's so much tagging going on.
My team was screaming on the radio, no, you need to push, push, push.
Tanner Faust's door is open. Tanner's driver's door is hanging open. That must be a bit scary.
To find a smooth line, to not burn the tires, to find the perfect rhythm with me and the car is like dancing.
The dancing gets serious into the hairpin as Andreas turns inside Solberg, finds more grip on the exit and holds on bravely to take the lead. Here they come straight into this right-hander. Wow, wow, wow. Tanner's door is still open, but he's in third still, so that's cool. Each driver has to complete one joker lap per race, where they take a longer route. Picking the best time for it is crucial.
I wasn't sure if I was going to win. I was getting into the joker lap in the last lap.
Joker's being done by Bakkerud now.
There we have a really tricky jump where we need to cut the curb like a chicane, and then the car is bouncing around very much.
Is it Bakkerud? I think it is. Yes! Bakkerud's in front!
After that, I really got a little gap that I increased every corner.
This is it. Bakkerud, I think, is about to win. Andreas' Citroën has already slain WRC legends like Loeb and Solberg.
Well done, son. Well done.
Thank you so much.
You're good. You're really good.
How on earth will I cope when I've got to race it later on?
Understandably, I'm quite nervous.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm preparing for one of my toughest challenges yet in one of the world's wildest motorsport machines, a Citroën DS3 belonging to Norwegian Rallycross superstar Andreas Bakkerud. It's the day after his stunning victory here at Loillac in France. Make no mistake, this is like being given the keys to Vettel's Red Bull the Monday after a Grand Prix. Andreas has beaten rallying's A-list, Petter Solberg, Chris Meek, Tanner Faust and Sebastian Loeb, despite his humble background.
Back home in Norway in the winter, I'm snow plowing.
That's his job. And he's a snowplow driver.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's good fun because on the winter you can drift a lot with it and with the plowing on and everybody.
You drift a snowplow?
Yeah.
Do you?
For sure.
His four-wheel drive Citroën has in excess of 600 brake horsepower and 700 pounds-feet of torque. This 300,000-pound beast can out-accelerate a Formula One car, so his team are very protective of it. The first day Andreas ever drove his car, he blew up an engine and 2 gearboxes. And as each lap will cost 500 quid even if I don't break it, his boss insists I spend some time learning the track first. So I'm going to get my bearings in the new Porsche Cayenne GTS.
What do you think?
For me, it doesn't look as aggressive as I wanted to, as I was expecting from a Porsche.
So what you're saying is it's ugly, and you're right. However, it's grippy. It's actually pretty good to drive.
Porsche says the GTS is their most driver-focused Cayenne, which could make it the best handling SUV on sale. Hitting the track with one of the finest young drivers on the planet riding shotgun will give it a stern test.
OK, so we're going out on the legendary Loillac circuit.
I was a bit scared when he was driving and he was smiling a lot. I'm the worst ever co-driver. I'm sitting on the wrong side of the car and I try to brake, you know? Where's my steering wheel?
Loillac is the most challenging track on the European Rallycross calendar, and like all Rallycross circuits, it's a mixture of smooth tarmac and broken bumpy gravel. The GTS is 24mm lower than the standard Cayenne, and this model is fitted with a self-leveling air suspension, giving a far smoother ride than I can expect in the race car.
It is a quite big car and it wasn't rolling too much in the corners. Since the dampers on the car is so good.
By this point, you're in 4th gear?
Now 3rd gear, through the corner. And we just lift a little bit or brake a little bit through this corner before we head into a little straight, start braking here on the hill.
So you hit the hill under braking?
Yeah. And then we go down to 1st gear, pull the handbrake a little bit, and it opens up very, very fast. So you need to accelerate very early. Through here, full throttle. This one is the trickiest one because you're coming from the fast section of the track down to 3rd gear, around a long, long corner, and then dive into a hairpin left into a combination that goes to a hairpin right. And this is so long, so it's easy to break the tires and burn it, and before you go out to the finish line again.
Oh, that'll be the jump.
I love your job. I love it.
Yeah.
Get to drive such a good car. I'm impressed. Such a big car having so good handling.
It's quite, the body roll is minimal.
Yeah.
When you chuck it in, it just hangs on.
Yeah.
It just hangs on, and it doesn't feel like you're carrying all that fat.
I love the Porsche sound, the engine.
It does sound pretty good, doesn't
it's nice. It's a Porsche. I love it. You know, what can I say?
I've had to take in a mind-blowing amount of information from Andreas, and I'm only too aware of how different the track will feel when I'm behind the wheel of his race car, which has 50% more power.
When you start braking in the loose session, it's easy to crash or to lose the control of the car. And believe me, I've done that, and I've crashed some cars.
You've crashed a few?
Yeah, rolled a few.
Have you?
Yeah, on television. First ever time I was on television, I rolled the car.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a journalist with me. I was 17 I was. And yeah, I rolled
And
the
you
car.
tumbled on
Yeah,
tape.
I tried to be cool and try to scare her a little bit. It was a girl, and she was not happy.
Not really what I wanted to hear before stepping into a machine worth 300,000 quid. Extremely nervous, as you'd expect me to be, because it's a very valuable car that it has just become officially Europe's fastest rallycross car, and it won yesterday, beating the likes of Sebastian Loeb, for goodness sake. And he just said, yeah, I was going to say he threw me the keys, but there are no keys. He just said, yeah, you can take it out. And the team manager guy's in, yeah, you can take it out, but be really gentle with it. I've learnt the importance of the right gear, keeping out of the gravel and sticking to the racing line. Soon I'll be putting it all into practice against the clock.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hello and welcome back to Fifth Gear. Now it's my chance to find out what it's like inside that, Europe's fastest rallycross car.
It's the 600 brake horsepower Citroën DS3 of Norwegian hotshot Andreas Bakkerud. This car has beaten rallying royalty. And now it's my turn to master it. I've learnt the Lowiak track in a fat Porsche and been talked through the basics by Andreas.
Dive into the hairpin.
The pressure is immense.
Understandably, I'm quite nervous.
Yeah, you should be.
This is the car that just beat everybody yesterday, and it's about 300 grand, someone kindly informed me earlier. Things that I definitely shouldn't do.
Don't crash it. I have a race in 2 weeks. Don't blow anything.
Don't blow engine,
destroy.
don't blow transmission.
No.
Yeah.
Easy, easy.
Knowing that Andreas blew up an engine and 2 gearboxes the first time he ever drove it doesn't really help my nerves.
You really have to be on your game to get the best out of them. It's like any sport, when you're at the top level, the margins are very small.
The right thing to do is to find the right balance between sliding too much or not enough. To just being in the right rhythm, quite smooth, but it's not easy to handle the car always exactly where like you want.
Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So you can strategize all you want, but once you hit second gear, it's just, you know, it hits the fan.
Yeah. Cheers, Tanner.
He's been pretty laid back actually, has Andreas, seeing as it's a very valuable car.
If we don't take it seriously, he will destroy the whole car, which will give my team a huge job during the next 2 weeks.
The engine is 40-odd thousand quid for a rebuild. The transmissions are over 20 grand a piece.
It's easy to go in the wall or something, bend the car or crash the engine into the gear tunnel.
So a little bit of pressure because they're all stood to my left as I'm talking to you, and everyone wants to make sure that I drive the car nicely and come away unscathed. Yeah.
They insist I'm coached through every corner. As the car has only 1 seat, this involves Andreas talking me through the lap over an intercom. This is how the team speak to him during a race.
Okay, remember, when you pull the first gear, maybe you need to pull the clutch. I think he is a little bit nervous. I would have been late.
The road's ridiculous. It's like halfway through a racing track, someone's decided to do roadworks. I'm being conservative with the brakes because it's just such a bizarre experience driving over what looks like a building site.
Hey, I think you can use a little bit more RPM when you're driving. Then you will feel the power of the car.
Okay, didn't think you'd be telling me to go a bit faster, but
There we go, buddy.
wow, the turbo thrust on this little 4-cylinder is incredible. There's over 700 pounds-feet. Proper rocket thrust, that is.
The easiest way to kill the car is to over-rev the engine by selecting the wrong gear. You change up on the 6-speed sequential transmission by pulling it back, and you change down by pushing it forward. That's the opposite of most road cars, and it really catches me out.
Don't do that.
Oh, you missed a gear.
That's changing down instead of changing up.
I fear I'm in line for a serious telling off.
Next time we come to the straight, you can stop the car and we have a little break and a little pep talk, okay?
Okay. I can taste the dirt.
Yeah, this is Rallycross.
Yeah. Well, I'm being so careful with it.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you feel confident?
I'm feeling more confident. For me, it's such a weird sensation driving over kind of like a building site,
Yeah, yeah.
and then back onto tarmac, and then back onto a building site.
Yeah.
Andreas is a gent. He didn't tell me off, just offered good encouragement. I'm allowed out for one more flying lap, and being a competitive racing person, Andreas has set me a challenge.
So Andreas wanted me to go within 10 seconds of his fastest lap around here, and I had no idea if I could do it.
What a car, man. This is a little French animal.
I was a little bit afraid that he would break the car. For me, it was a little bit tricky to see it go away.
The power in that car is insane, and even then it's restricted apparently.
Andreas's best was 37.5 seconds. 47.5 is my realistic target.
Push.
It does start to move around the harder you go. As soon as you go into the loose gravel, of course, the back under braking starts to weave around a little bit.
Wow, it moved around on gravel. So much movement.
I'm not really used to four-wheel drive cars fast, so I was a little bit nervous about that.
Well done. You need to stop on the straight, okay?
Okay.
The result? 41.6 seconds. Just 4.1 off Andreas's best and 5.9 quicker than my target. I'm over the moon.
I didn't crash it, didn't blow the gearbox, didn't detonate the engine, so happy days.
He took it very fast. He went out there, showed a good pace, and he wasn't afraid, and he just did as he was told to.
It was a mega experience. I've got to do Rallycross again.
I feel extremely privileged, Andreas, I really do, because seeing what you achieved in this exact car 12 hours ago, whatever it was, amazing. I think you're going to do well in life, you know. I think you've got a talent for it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
But you need to improve your door handle
It's lightweight.
skills. Look at this.
It's lightweight.